I'm going to just take you guys back to a couple of years ago. Victor alluded to this, but we sat in a room with the board of directors from InvestView and some of the key people at iGenius. And we said, look, we love what we're doing. We're impacting the lives of people all over the world. Our financial education services are next to none. That they're amazing. We've been doing this for 10 years. At the time, it was maybe more like 8 years, but we've been doing that. I had specifically been doing it for about 8 years. The company's been around since 2013 with different projects and things like that. But especially since 2021, we really felt like we hit our groove, and we had been making a big impact. But truth of the matter is all of us felt like we could do more. All of us felt like we could expand that and go even bigger. And so we felt like there needed to be a full-blown expansion to the mission of the company, and an expansion to ultimately our vision, not just focusing on one area of the world's economy and one area of people's kind of needs, but to really get into other areas. And so that began this process that, again, we've been working closely with our parent company. And like I said, we're going to be working on it for the next several years, but to allow our community to have access to help and impact the lives of people all over the world in a variety of different areas. And so what is Connectiv? We're a company that brings financial education, wellness solutions, and lifestyle benefits together in one platform or underneath one roof to enhance everyday living. And so that's really what I talk about, expanding beyond just financial education. We feel like we're excellent there. We're not going to get away from that. I want to make this really clear on this call today, guys. We are not getting away from financial education. We still believe that is an incredibly important part of every single person's overall, well-being. And we're going to continue to lean in to our financial education and improve it and make it better and continue to adapt it as the markets change and shift. If anybody's been paying attention, we've continued to add different channels and different tools and different resources, for the last 10 years. And we'll continue to do that so that we can make sure that we are on the leading edge of all things financial education. However, it brings us great excitement to be, getting ourselves into these other categories in wellness and health and lifestyle, so that we can really go out there and say, look, we can help you wherever you're at. We can have a conversation with you about the things that are interesting to you, and we can really help ultimately elevate the lives of our members. And that really takes us into our mission, right? Our mission is to elevate the lives of our members by helping them make smarter financial decisions, improve their health and well-being, and live a more balanced life. We've actually been talking about balance for a really long time. We think that that's ultimately kind of the holy grail of humanity, is if you can get to a place where you have balance, right? If you really kind of fast forward to that last day of your life, maybe on your deathbed, you're looking back at your life. I'm pretty certain, never been there, but I'm pretty certain nobody's going to look back and say, man, I wish I just would have worked more. I wish I would have just spent more time at the office. I wish I could have just been, a little bit richer. I think in most cases, people are going to look back and they're going to think, man, I wish I could have had a little bit more time with my family. I wish I could have had a little bit more balance in my life, and I could have spent more time with my loved ones. And ultimately, that's the mission, right? Help people live a more balanced life. In order to do that, we've got to help them with their finances. We've got to help them with their health. We got to help them with overall their lifestyle and their quality of life, and ultimately elevate the lives of our members. So that's what we're all about. Now, I'm going to spend a quick minute on this slide right here, guys, because this is crucial to our story and what really sets us apart, what makes us different, what makes us unique. And so you're going to see on the top of that slide, trust, transparency, credibility, experience. Now, those are words, right? And a lot of you might say, great, any company can go out there and they can say that they are transparent. Any company can go out there and they can say that they have credibility or experience. But I'm going to tell you a couple of things about us that really does separate us from the rest of the pack. First of all, when it comes to financial education, we've been at this for longer than anybody. A lot of the companies have come and gone, and we're still here. We are making an impact when it comes to that. So we have experience. Victor just came on and he just told you guys that we are owned by a publicly traded company called InvestView. And that company is building an ecosystem of different services and product providers and manufacturing facilities and things of that nature that can support our mission. Again, to elevate the lives of our members, to help them make better financial decisions, to improve their health and wellness overall. Well, they're building the ecosystem, and we are at the center of that ecosystem, right? So you can see Connectiv over here on this slide. And then over here on the right, we have our EU offices over in Northern Ireland, but we're located in Utah. You can see InvestView, they're located in Pennsylvania. That's the parent company. Again, publicly traded, all the things Victor just talked about. They're reporting to the SEC on a regular basis. What does that mean for you? That means you can know exactly what's happening with the finances, with the company at any given time. There is no black curtain. With most privately held companies, and especially in our industry, right? In the industry of direct sales or network marketing, oftentimes there's this black curtain and nobody really knows what's going on behind that black curtain. Are the owners investing in the company? Are they doing what's in the best interest of the distributors and of the members? Well, with our company, it's different because InvestView has a fiduciary responsibility. And that's, you can look that word up. You can go ask ChatGPT what that means, but that ultimately means they have a responsibility to do what's best for the shareholders of the company, which means they have an interest and an obligation to do what's best for us as community members, as part of this platform, to make sure that we are growing our companies, we're succeeding, we are investing in our companies, to make sure that overall the value of those shares of the publicly traded company continue to grow, and there is a benefit for people in buying ownership of that. I don't know if a lot of you guys know what that means. Also, when it comes to a publicly traded company, that means anybody can go out and they can buy shares of InvestView, and they can ultimately be an owner. In a lot of ways, you could even call it an equity owner, even though they're a shareholder. It's slightly different than a private company, but they can participate on the successes of the company. Now, of course, they would also participate in the lack of success of the company, right? So if you're a part of this and you feel like we're going to go do big things together, then you would say that you'd be participating in the upside of the company, right? And so that's a really exciting thing. You can see there's a couple other buttons or little things on this page. You can see there on the left, open cash. So Victor alluded to that a little bit, right? So the InvestView has purchased and acquired a licensed, SEC licensed broker dealer. That's going to create some massive opportunities for, Connectiv members to be able to go there to open cash and, invest in the stock markets and purchase, stocks and things of that nature, plus with some exclusive benefits to our members. That's going to be really fun coming out, he said, in the next 6 months. And then over here on the this side of the InvestView logo, you can see these couple of logos: My Life Wellness and Renew Labs. And so this is, again, just kind of an example. And this is not all of the dots, by the way. There are many, many other things that InvestView is doing. These are the ones that are the most pertinent and kind of pertain to the Connectiv mission. But Renew Labs is a laboratory that specializes in best-in-class health and beauty products. My Life Wellness is ultimately a brand that is in the process of being commercialized and being taken to market. And all of these different things ultimately are going to be benefits, opportunities, ways for Connectiv to continue to have unique value proposition to its members. Exclusive partnerships, exclusive channel partnerships with, like My Life Wellness products or the Open Cash platform, or other products that can be in development and are in development that will ultimately be, sold through these different entities. But Connectiv will act as that kind of sales and marketing engine for all of it. So guys, when I say trust, transparency, credibility, experience, I'm not just saying words. I'm saying this is a company that ultimately you can trust. We will provide ultimate transparency. We have credibility because we are not just some company slapping products and going out there to market. We're literally investing in the infrastructure to bring these products to the market. And ultimately, we've been doing it for a long time. We're going to lean on the experience that we've acquired over the last 10 years through our other projects and pour that experience into the evolution of this company, Connectiv. Just to touch on this real quickly, the problem that we're solving, right? And the reason why we're getting into these areas is because the world is unhealthy and broke, right? If I just summarize it, financial insecurity, poor health across the globe. These are the things that are plaguing the world. Bills and debt, not enough savings, declining health. That's where we come in, right? And our solution is financial connection, offering people financial education, market research and insights through our alerts that are delivered to your phone the same way you would receive a text message. You're getting analysis and insights into the markets. Innovative tools and a community that acts as a support system is how we help address, at least on the finance side of kind of this global problem, that we can help people establish lasting financial stability in their lives. But Connectiv is where we expand that vision, right? So connecting people to lifestyle benefits and wellness solutions. We connect members to solutions that enhance everyday life, like travel savings and benefits, health and wellness solutions, product partnerships, like I was talking about on that previous slide. So, by being able to really get into this solution and helping people address these most important areas, because if you think about it, after your faith and your family, really, these are kind of two of the most incredibly crucial areas, your health and your wellness, your finances, your overall well-being. And again, back to this whole concept of living a more fulfilling and a balanced life. That's what we're trying to do. That's our solution, right? What we're not is we're not financial advisors. We're not doctors. We're not out there, giving people, taking people's money and investing it for them or anything of the sort. We are an education platform, and we are, in this process of evolving, becoming, a lifestyle platform and a health and wellness platform. But it's very important that everybody understands that, participation in the markets involves risk. Individual results will vary. Past performance doesn't, guarantee future results. The company is not a financial advisor in any way, shape, or form. Everything we do is on the education and information side. We have 4 different membership options that people should be aware of. I'm going to go quickly through this at a later time, guys. We will dive into this, and many of the people on this call, that they're well aware of these different changes and things we've made to our membership options. But you can look over there on the right side. You can see we have our pro membership. It's a $14.99 membership one time, and then it renews for $179 a month. And it includes everything we offer on our platform. I'm going to list out what that is. So first, you get access to our academy, which is a bunch of videos and ebooks on personal finance and investing. You get access to our live stream platform, and you get access to all of the markets. We have, stocks, forex, crypto, commodities, indexes, futures, all these different markets and asset classes. You get access to all of it with our pro membership. Health is an area we are, dipping our toes in, and very excited to be announcing some things in the coming weeks. Obviously, everybody's well aware of the kind of crazy healthcare crisis happening in our country, with, some of the, ACA and other credits kind of expiring. There's some massive disruption happening there, and we're going to come out with solutions. We have a couple of them that we are working on to address that. So you think that's coming soon, but that would be included in our pro membership. Money Flow is this powerful debt elimination and bill negotiation platform that is going to be released this month in February. That's going to be included in the pro membership. We have our trading tools that we have greatly enhanced from, our previous trading tool platform. Trading calendars, journals, daily technical analysis, articles, really valuable stuff for those that are actually looking to participate in the markets. Again, included in our pro membership. Alerts. This is perhaps our most, exciting part of our whole platform, is you can get push notifications sent to your phone with analysis and research and trading ideas, educational trade ideas. And with our pro membership, you get access to, again, all the different markets that I mentioned earlier. We have scanners that help you identify market opportunities in real time. Our pro members get access to all of our scanners. We have getaways, which is more on the lifestyle side. This is really cool, where you get a voucher for you and a guest. You can go basically choose between 50 different locations around the world, and all you pay for is your property taxes and resort fees at the location you select. It's a heavily discounted opportunity to go see parts of the world. Very, very fun. That's something that comes with our pro membership. You get that voucher essentially every year, so long as you're booking travel consistently and you stay active with your pro membership. We have our travel portal where you get savings on hotels, flights, cars, parks, events. Again, all included in our pro membership. C-Force, which is a really unique strategy. It's powered by Blue Square Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisory firm, and also powered by 3 Commas, a best-in-class technology provider, where you essentially can get access to crypto trading strategy. That's included with our pro membership. And then there are some additional alerts and channels and live streams that are only available to pro members. So that's our pro membership. That's why I want to start with that one. As you work your way left on the slide, you'll see there's our plus membership, our core membership, and basic. The price basically goes down, and so do the amount of inclusions or benefits with each of those. So just to use core as an example, only $299 one-time membership. It's $179 a month. You get access to our academy. You get access to 2 different markets. You choose 2 of the different markets that you want to have access to. You'll get access to the money flow, the debt software, also some of our trading tools, and then again you'll be able to get alerts for those 2 markets that you chose. So that's kind of how our memberships work. Just want to introduce everybody to that really quickly. I'm going to go really fast through these slides. This kind of gives you a visual representation of what our academy looks like. You go in there, all sorts of different categories. Again, ebooks and videos to learn about the markets, about money and investing. Live streams. Again, I always compare this to, if you've ever watched a basketball game or a football game, you got those commentators that are literally giving you play-by-play analysis of what they're seeing. Well, we do the same thing for the markets. We have experts that have been, in the markets for, in some cases, decades, in some cases for a very long time. And these are the people sharing with our members literally insights and play-by-play of what's happening in the markets so that they are understanding where the opportunities might lie. We've got Money Flow, which again, this is this debt elimination software, bill negotiation software that's going to be launching later on this month. We'll likely be doing a big webinar to introduce everybody to that. We've got our other trading tools that we've had for a long time, like the trading journal, but we're announcing today and introducing 2 additional trading tools. Our trading calendars. We have one for crypto and an economic calendar where you can go in and see important events that can affect the financial markets, which is obviously super important. If you're in the markets and huge events are happening, that's going to create volatility, opportunities. Technical analysis is basically real-time analysis, articles teaching people exactly what's happening in the markets, giving people insights there. Our alert platform, like I said, push notifications, essentially hitting your phone in real time, giving you, in this case, educational trade ideas and opportunities with analysis and research to go along with it. You've got the different scanners. Super excited about how the scanners are working now. Encourage you guys to go in there and check out the scanners in our back office. We've launched new scanners. We're launching more of them in the coming weeks. So that's a big addition to what we're doing here with Connectiv is adding more scanners. We're just super, super powerful tools. Travel, again, this is something I want to just kind of summarize this. We used to sell travel as a standalone product. We used to call a membership Explore Pro. And it was $1,000 up front per year. And then basically like $800 a year to renew that membership. And it came with all sorts of these different perks, like a discount travel savings platform or, savings on travel in this portal. It came with, this voucher that would give people a free trip. Well, we essentially said, look, if we're going to really go all in on becoming a true, financial education, health and wellness lifestyle platform, we got to make sure that these are a part of our memberships. And so our pro membership includes travel, which essentially has, again, these savings on flights, cars, theme parks, all these different areas where you can save a bunch of money. I can tell you right now, I've been traveling a ton the last several weeks, and I've used this platform heavily. But then we get into getaways. This is what I told you about, the vouchers where you and a guest can go see the world for less, which is super cool. C-Force, again, I alluded to, best in class crypto experts, Blue Square Wealth, SEC registered investment advisory firm. They are the guys managing the strategy. The trades are executed at 3 commas. All you do is basically, open up a crypto exchange account. You authorize the 3 commas software to allocate a portion of the money. You decide how much money allocated to the strategy. And then this will, the strategy and the magic behind the scenes will execute the trades on your behalf. So you're not having to do anything, which is really pretty powerful. But the best part of all this is you are in full control of your money at all times. There are no licensing fees, no profit sharing, no performance fees. You're in control of your money at all times. And again, if you ever wanted to disconnect the strategy at any time, you can do that. But it is it's an automated strategy being, offered through this kind of cool partnership with both Blue Square Wealth and 3 commas. So super excited about that for our pro members. Other services, these are some other platforms that our members get access to. The digital learning platform where you can go in and you can actually learn about AI, finance, Airbnb, Turo, a bunch of other, financial literacy courses and things that are part of the digital learning platform that's available to our members, both to buy and sell to other people that maybe aren't necessarily as interested in the investing and trading side of things, but they do want to learn about, digital platforms where they can learn how to, make money or earn money through Airbnb, Turo, things like that. Super, super exciting there. And then Smart Finance is one of our most powerful platforms. We launched this a couple of years ago. It combines industry expertise with technology and tools to really help people that are kind of in a financial situation, whether good or bad, but to really enhance it, right? So it has credit restoration tools, debt, again, really advanced debt elimination resources. There's taxes, there's legal, there's all kinds of different resources inside of Smart Finance that people are really excited about. And then this is where things get really interesting, guys. So I am going to touch on this quickly, but we have recently been able to partner with a company called Envision You. They had this incredible coffee product that they were able to source and worked really hard on formulating this incredible coffee. It's a coffee that comes out of Thailand. There are these, it comes from Arabic. I've never say this right, guys. I'm not a coffee drinker, but the coffee bean is Arabic. And then there's all kinds of other really powerful ingredients in this thing. It's got 8 grams of protein, 30 different ingredients, all kinds of different superfoods and collagen and other things. This is the healthiest coffee you'll ever drink. Craziest thing of all, it tastes amazing. This is a product that's already available to our members. They can purchase it. They can sell it to people that are interested in, a super coffee, a healthy coffee. It's called the Alive Premium Coffee. This is available in our back office. And this is just kind of us showing the direction that we're going, where we have, access to some of these additional resources for, health and wellness. This is just the first of many of the products that are available on our platform today. So yeah, excited about that. This is just a quick slide that shows there are people all over the world that have had massive success with our platform. You can read this for yourself. You can go into our new website and you can read these testimonials. People are truly, their lives are changed. Their lives have been impacted by the education, the tools, the resource, the information we're providing. I'm going to skip this slide for today, but it's a really powerful slide that shows basically, if you're to go out and try to get all the different pieces that I just described to you, kind of piecemeal it together from different providers, you'd be spending between $400 and $800 a month. A Connectiv, Pro membership is $179 a month and includes everything all in one platform. This is a crucial slide for those of you that are going to participate in our, financial education side of our business. Investing is a skill. It's not a shortcut, right? So we always tell people, look, if you're going to come be a part of what we're doing, you need to have proper expectations. Learning to invest in trade takes time, discipline, patience. Okay. We always encourage people to only kind of start, opening a brokerage or doing, kind of getting involved with this if you're in a financial situation that allows you to do so. We have all kinds of different tools on debt elimination and getting your finances in order before you should ever, put yourself in a situation where you're using your last couple of bucks to start, investing and trading. That is not what we teach. That's not what we're about. Always do research before, choosing where to trade. Start slow, use demo accounts, never invest more than you can afford to lose. Really important that people understand that they have to come with the right mindset. Here's kind of something that I think a lot of you probably are aware of, but most companies out there, they have what is these referral programs, right? Well, some of them don't, right? Sometimes you go see a movie, you love the movie, you tell everybody about it. The movie theater doesn't pay you anything, neither does the production company. You're just kind of out there being a salesperson or an evangelist for them. But there are other companies that are smarter than that, right? I use Tesla as an example. If anybody here has ever driven a Tesla, Tesla does a great job of every single person that has a Tesla inside of the app, and you use the app constantly, it actually helps you, get into the car and everything else, has this button that says, refer your friends. You click the button and it literally populates all of your contacts and encourages you to send this link to them. And if anybody ends up buying a Tesla, you get, rewarded. The challenge there is they reward you one time. They don't reward you over and over again. Or look at like a Robinhood platform, right? Robinhood will give people a referral link and say, hey, tell your friends about this platform. And they give you a little bonus, a little stock one time. Where we separate ourselves is we have a referral program. Every single one of our members, they get a link to share with their friends and family that tells them about our program, our platform. The difference is if that person ends up using your link and purchasing a membership, every time they renew that membership, we also pay you for that referral. So we pay you up front and we pay you ongoing. And that's ultimately what our program is globally. We also have a bonus program and a whole additional thing, but just to keep it really simple, this just kind of shows you how our referral program works. So let's just use the core membership as an example. There's a one-time purchase price of $299, monthly renewal of $179, right? So your referral bonus is $50. If you can get one of your friends excited, they decide they want to purchase a core membership, you make $50. And then you are also going to get $25. You can see on the referral bonus, $25 a month in perpetuity, so long as they keep renewing that membership. That is really kind of the core of what makes our program really work. You can see here in all the different levels what that referral bonus looks like and what that renewal bonus looks like. So that's kind of how our program works. Like I said, we do have a full-blown bonus plan. And this is where I'm going to bring in Christian, who's going to tell us just a little bit about this. We're going to keep this super short today. We're not going to go into great detail. But again, this is completely optional. This is not something that every member does. In fact, we have a really unique setup where we have about 80% of our members currently, they are users of the product, they are customers of the product, and they are not distributors of the product. They're not actually participating in the compensation plan and working towards building a team or bringing people to awareness about what we're doing. And we really take a lot of pride on that. We love that our products are amazing. But for those that are excited about sharing this with other people, we have this optional bonus plan. Earnings through the bonus plan takes time, consistency, hard work. It should never be considered any sort of get rich quick program, and results will always vary. But I'm gonna bring Christian on. Christian, if you're cool, I'll slide through this, but I'd love for you to just take a quick minute and just give everybody a quick rundown of our, kind of some of the high level, big picture items in our referral program.
Yeah, thanks, Chad. So, one of the things that we wanted to look at when launching Connectiv and the Connectiv brand was how can we even enhance what we do and what we have more? And we feel like the enrollment and the launching portion of your business is usually pretty good. So when someone comes in and says, look, I want to bring people in, we have a nice track, but where we wanted to actually do some more enhancements was a little bit later in the bonus plan. So I'll talk about one of the new bonuses, new statuses, little teaser of what we've decided to add into this. But simply put, we want to help you create the best habits for creating a long-term, people say residual income, things like that, right? That's because they have figured out how to do it best for their business. Now, one of those examples, of course, is the fast track bonus. This is for someone who comes in, and usually in the first 30 days, that's when people are the most excited. They're getting into the products, they're into every single call, right? You jump on every call, anything that your team is doing. It seems like the first 30 days, people are pumped and they're ready to go. And so we wanted to create this bonus called the Fast Track bonus. This bonus has it's been around for about a year, and it really just helps people when they come launch a team when they're starting to share this business. Really what it does is it acts as a $750 top up. So it actually allows you to earn $750 by simply bringing in 4 people into your business on the core membership or higher. So we're going to keep this in place. There's examples that are going to be in the back office. I will be doing a probably six to 10 probably different videos recording each of these so that it's simple to understand and get where we're going for the different bonuses. So there's fast track. Chad, go ahead and to the next one. This is actually where people typically start. The reason you're going for those 4 is because you want to hit your membership credit, right? And the membership credit, simply put, is throughout your business, as long as you have 4 people on the same auto ship as you, so the same monthly as you, a 179, you'll be able to have your membership paid for. So the plan will never let you drop below that 179 to make sure that your membership is covered. And so that number 4 is obviously very important. So we have you striving to hit that number, bring in your first 4, and that way your product is something that you don't have to come out of pocket for every single month. And in that first month, you're able to get a top up of $750. Go ahead to the next, Chad. So this was something that we launched maybe 18 months ago. We call it the Pro Status qualification. Pro Status was something where we said, look, there's a lot of people who they love the binary plan, and that's what we have. We have a binary plan. It allows you to earn on a weaker leg volume. It's a whole thing, right? I'm not going to go into that today, but there's a lot of people that say, I just want to know if I do this, how much can I make? And so we created this Pro Status, and this Pro Status basically says, if you do this, then you will have a minimum of $1,000 every 4 weeks. So you'll be able to make 13,000 in a year because there's 52 weeks, right? So what this states is if you have 3 active left and 3 active right, and 3,000 qualified enrollment volume, and again, those members do need to be on the core membership or higher, then you can qualify for this Pro Status. And what this Pro Status does is it tops you up to $250 every single week so that you know exactly what you're getting. It's kind of that peace of mind, right? At least I'm going to make $1,000 every 4 weeks, and it helps people kind of plan. They love this aspect of the kind of first benchmark in going towards leadership, because now you have a set amount that you can make in a rolling 4-week period. Now that's where we came to our next one. So Chad, if you want to bring up our new elite status. So elite status, what we did is we wanted to look at, okay, obviously if you're making 13,000, that's fantastic. But there's people that want to go more full time. And we said, okay, well, what is more full time? We came up with the number $1,000 a week. So this new elite status allows you to earn $1,000 weekly. So that's $52,000 in the year by hitting this qualification. Now, the reason you'll see that it falls in between our rank of ambassador and platinum ambassador. People always say, the full-time rank is platinum ambassador. That's kind of what everyone is going for. But this elite status really allows you to make money in between those two big ranks, right? Between ambassador, which is 25,000 QEV, and platinum ambassador, which is 50,000 QEV. Because there's a lot of breakage when you're working with the binary. You have a team that's on your weak side that's maybe running, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, shoot, I have a leg that's really big and I'm getting paid on this other side. Elite status kind of eliminates all of that. It allows you to build your organization to 40,000 QEV and have a set amount of $1,000 every single week. So that is crazy important. This will put you to a point where you're able to make that $1,000 weekly by hitting this. And then this helps you propel into that full-time status going all the way to that next level, which is platinum ambassador and above. So that is one of the new exciting bonuses that we put in. There's still a lot that we are looking at. This has kind of been, I'll call it my baby for the last several months. We have been diving in, looking at averages, trying to understand, okay, how much is made at each level, and really get an idea of how we can make this something exciting for people to get to that next level. So that's kind of where we landed with the elite status. And man, it is something where we really feel like this is going to benefit those people that are kind of mid-tier, that are getting ready to really launch into full-time into their business. So really cool status that we've added in. And again, we keep adding this stuff to this bonus plan. Makes me sweat a little bit sometimes because I'm the one responsible for paying weekly. But they've trusted me with this. I've gone back and forth with the back office provider no less than 100 times saying, okay, can this work? Does this work? How does this? And I just wanted it to be something that, you and your teams could get excited about. So really pleased with this, excited to get here. And this really can get you to that next level. So with that being said, Chad, I don't know that I want to go too much into other stuff.
Perfect.
So
I'm love it. I love the way you laid that all out. Guys, we're fired up about this. In my opinion, this is something that's like revolutionary in our industry, something that has never been done before. We've spent the last, several months, stress testing this to make sure that, our comp plan could support it and it could work. And, we're really, really excited to be announcing this today. This is one of the big changes. When we talk about, kind of an overhaul of everything we're doing, you guys have kind of seen, those of you that have been with us for a while, massive changes in every different direction with what we're doing here. I'm not going to go into the rest of these slides, but we still have a lot of the same existing kind of mechanisms that our compensation plan relies on and works with. How this all works, I'm just going to kind of go through quickly. We still have our X6 and X12 bonuses, which are super exciting, and a lot of people all over the world are pretty fired up about these bonuses. Something that is in staying in place, and we're really fired up about. So I'm going to just leave this quick little message here, and then we're going to just kind of wrap up, which is, look, back to the point about wanting to create a legacy company. Go back to what Victor was saying. We want to do this for the long term, and we're really trying to help people do, some really big things. And those that want to kind of come do this as a side kind of part-time hustle and make a couple of dollars, using our platform and sharing with others, we love it. We welcome you, and we couldn't be happier that you're interested in kind of being a part of our community. Those that are wanting to go a little bit more full-time and maybe see if this is a way that they can actually really kind of almost like become a career path. We're super excited to have you and really fired up. But one thing that needs to be understood by everybody is that we require that our people play by the rules. And so a couple of the things we don't allow is for people to go out there and, post screenshots and, talk about, either the income they're making from the products or income they're making from the commission program, the comp plan. None of that stuff is allowed, because ultimately that becomes a way of enticing people and a lot of times setting in proper expectations. And so we follow the guidelines of the FTC very closely and make sure people are out there marketing our products accurately, compliantly, and in an appropriate way. So you can always, talk about how excited you are about, joining our platform, being a part of our platform. We encourage that, but without getting specific or providing any sort of direct results or anything else like that, because again, that becomes very difficult for people to understand, where that becomes, sort of enticement or maybe setting the wrong expectations. So again, our goal is to build a transparent, compliant, and sustainable opportunity for those who are willing to learn, work, and grow with us as we go to, to where we feel like is to the moon, right? That's what we're trying to do, is grow something really massive. Guys, I just want to wrap up. We want to keep this to under an hour with a couple of final thoughts. So, just laid out the kind of the mission and the vision of our company. We are expanding. We are, we love everything that was done with iGenius. We're not trying to get away from anything. In fact, we're really proud of what we did with iGenius as a company, and super fired up about the amount of lives that we impacted. But we felt like this was an appropriate time to expand our vision, to grow the company, and to be able to cast a wider net, right? Be able to have conversations and bring people to our community that maybe are more interested in health and wellness and drinking a super amazing coffee that has superfoods and protein and literally is something that's healthy, versus in a lot of cases, people are starting off the day with unhealthy things, right? That's the type of things we want to be able to arm our community with, so they can go out and have conversations. They can introduce people to these different products. They can provide, savings and value to, all these people that they know. And that's ultimately where we feel like we can set ourselves apart. Like I said, as a part of a publicly traded company, we're in a whole different ballpark, whole different world than many of our competitors or many people out there. We have to do things, in a very by the book, transparent, accurate, compliant way. But truly, that sets us apart, that we can actually, do something really big and stick around for a really long time and make sure that we are above board and complying with, all the regulations and things like that. So we're fired up about that. I'm going to just give everybody a quick little sneak peek of one of the things we're working on. So as we talked about kind of getting into this world of health and wellness, we felt super motivated to create a daily wellness stack that our members could benefit from, right? So we have this powerful financial education platform. As you guys have seen today, we're continuing to invest in that and make that better. We've already introduced some of these lifestyle benefits, like these travel perks and benefits that we've shown here today. We've already introduced you guys to one of the first of these products that's going to be a part of this daily wellness stack, which is the Alive Coffee. And so we are leaning into that heavily. But in the next couple of months, we're going to have a really exciting sample campaign, and we're going to get a lot of people aware and very familiar with these products that we are going to be bringing to market in the realm of health and wellness. Again, these are still kind of being formulated. They're in the process, but just to give everybody an idea of directionally where we're going, we're working on a product that is for energy and focus. And so you think about it, we have people that are participating in the markets and they need to have super strong cognitive function. We have a product that literally aligns with that very nicely. It's got all sorts of different nootropics and other cognitive ingredients, as well as some energy, both a slow release and a immediate release, to help people as they wake up and get going on their day, to have that kind of energy and focus that they need. We're working on, and several of our members in Houston got to try some samples of a product that is a natural GLP-1 activator. So a lot of you guys heard about GLP-1, and that's super important, hormones and things like that going on in the human body, and peptides. And gosh, there's a lot that goes into the science behind this. But ultimately, this product will also have some craving control aspects to it, to help people not kind of have as much craving in the afternoon, when sometimes people get sort of munching on the potato chips and everything else. It kind of helps with some of that. It has prebiotic, postbiotic, and probiotics in it. So it's good for the gut. So it's a gut health. It's a fiber driven product, super cool, very powerful, and going to, I think, make a lot of people excited to be taking something super healthy that's good for you, that most people are very deficient in every day. And then we're also working on a very powerful sleep formula, so that everybody can ultimately get to bed and sleep more soundly, more deeply. It's a 4-stage sleep system that we are building out with some capsules you take before bed, because ultimately sleep is the ultimate biohack, right? So you think about it, right? We've got this incredible coffee product. Start off the day, healthy coffee. You get into focus and energy, get doing your things that you're going to do better and with more alertness. And then afternoon hits, and you've got a drink that just tastes amazing. And that's the thing that's so fun about it, but it's also super good for you. Activates that GLP-1, helps you kind of with, burning fat and doing some of those key things that I think everybody is a fan of, right? And then last but not least, taking something before bed. That's kind of to give you guys an idea of the types of products we're going to be adding to the ecosystem to go right along, works hand in hand with the financial education, with the financial platform. You'll have access to some of these other, kind of health and wellness products. Our parent company is, it's said to be in the next couple of months launching this skincare line with really cool and powerful, skin products that can help you in a lot of different ways, pain management to, wrinkle control, things like that. So again, you may not be interested in any of that. You might be listening to this call and be thinking, I love jumping on the live sessions and learning about the markets. Beautiful. We have a place for you, and we are leaning into that, and we are forging ahead as a financial education company. But for those of you that also are interested in some of these other areas, we're gonna continue to introduce into our ecosystem best in class products and solutions. We're gonna work with our parent company to do it legitimately, compliantly, accurately, and at the best price possible, so that you guys can have maximum value, be able to use them for yourself or share those products with other people, have conversations that you haven't been able to have perhaps with people that are interested in other things outside of finance, or continue to have conversations about finance. So guys, that's what we are all about. We're fired up. Couple quick things, a little housekeeping. I just got a message from Austin. He said, look, make sure that everybody knows we had to kind of relaunch the Telegram bot. So those of you that are using the alert channels, you'll need to go in and click /verify and just basically provide your, your username, password, or your account ID and password. Very simple. And then all the channels will be back available to you, and you go rejoin the channels. The systems are, I think, still down from what I've heard. They'll be coming up online over the next couple of hours. So just be aware of that we'll be, bringing those back online again. And then I just want to stress this again, guys. This is day one of an evolution that's going to take several months for us to truly become Connectiv. You're going to see, like I said, from a banking standpoint, some of these other areas, you'll still see some references to, iGenius as we continue to evolve. And again, like I said, we're running faster than the bankers and the legal team sometimes, but that's just part of this whole process. So bear with us as we go through some of that. Please just understand over the next couple of days, you're going to see changes like, for example, languages. Not all the languages are finished, so that's going to be something added to the back office, the website, places like that. That'll be coming over the next, couple of weeks. So be a little patient with us. We're working on all of it. It's all being worked on. Huge shout out to our team. Christian, anything else before we wrap it up?